Now, in the case of sariqa, sariqa is usually translated as what? Theft, which is a very bad translation. Sariqa is not theft. Right? Every sariqa is theft, but not every theft is a sariqa. And we don't have the time to go into those details as to why. And that there are certain actions, criminal actions, that are called theft, but are not subject to the maximum punishment that sariqa is to be subjected to. Now, in the case of sariqa, what if a person performs tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, returns the property? Will the hand still be amputated, assuming we have definitive evidence? The answer, first of all, by the majority of the scholars, that if repentance is there and is shown by returning the property before the issue arrives to the court, then the rahmah, the divine rahmah, requires forgiveness. But they have differed as to even after the issue was in front of the court. Some ulama say, no, we don't. Other ulama say, yes, we do. And why, we shall see in just a moment. First of all, my very dear brothers and sisters, when it comes to this concept of justice and criminal law, many of us have the wrong attitude sometimes. When somebody commits a crime or commits something that is heinous, we seem to enjoy what he does. Or we seem rather to enjoy the consequences of that crime as punishment. We delight in the punishment of that individual. First of all, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught that this is not the characteristic of a mu'min. Al-mu'minu la yatashaffa fi masa'ib ghayrihi bal wa fi masa'ib aduwwih. The mu'min does not delight in the tragedies and the pain and the suffering and the pain and the harm that befall others, even if they were his own enemies. And number two, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught in what is authentic, "Man satara musliman satarahu Allahu yawm al-qiyamah." Whosoever covers up the fault of a Muslim, including such faults that are criminal in the Shari context, and they were not made public, that the first reaction of a Muslim towards especially another Muslim and another fellow human being in general, as long as it is not public and audacious, then is to cover up, to hide, not to expose. So whosoever hides the faults of others, said Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah will hide his fault in the day of judgment. That's very important. What is this if it is not a rahmah? It is not you go and spy on people and you have to tell the court what happened. That is not divine shara. That may be human shara, not divine shara. As a matter of fact, in concealing the mistake, the ulama speak of the probability of tawbah. In other words, how may we sometimes detect a probable indicator of tawbah if passage of time elapses, with passage of time, and the person did not come out public with that, and a lot of time has passed, then that is an indicator of tawbah. That would be called a shubha. So refined were they by the shara, by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that even as Abu Hanifa, for example, rahimahullah, and some of his school ulama argued that if the evidence is delayed too long to be brought to court, then that is reason for averting the had. And that he calls a shubha. That is shubhatul ithbat, shubha in evidence. Not only that, he argues, and others rahimahumullah, that if even the execution of the verdict of punishment, of maximum punishment, is delayed for no compelling reason, then that should be ground for averting the had. Because he argues the passage of time brings an element of doubt, of small probability even though, that the person had already committed tawbah. Is this rahmah or what? It is related to this one. Please forgive me, I'm not sure of the level of authenticity of this text. Every text I say, I know inshallah it is authentic. When I say I don't know, I don't know. In this, though reported by some ulama, such as the Shaykh Abu Zahra in his beautiful work on criminal law, that in the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, a young man was brought to Umar who had committed a sariqah. And he ordered that the hand be amputated. And then his mother pleaded, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, please, my son, this is the first time that this ever happened to him. Please, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Then it is related that Umar said, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Inna Allah arhamu and yakshifa sutra abdihi li awwali marra. Which means, O woman, indeed, Allah is much more rahim, much more compassionate to expose the mistake or the sin of his abd because of one time. Go. Rahmah in applying justice. It is not without rahmah. When there is no rahmah, that is human law. That is not divine law. Justice is paramount, but justice without rahmah and without hikmah is not divine either. Is deficient. As a matter of fact, 2 more texts and I quit, and we can spend hours, wallahi, enjoying the beauty of the shara and the rahmah in this shara.